All right, if you've been outside today, it's windy, but you can also feel just how cold it is. And if you're outside too long, it can be really dangerous. So joining us this morning is John TeKippe, the fire chief with Des Moines Fire, to talk about the importance of warming centers. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Chief.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
So, we do feel just how bitterly cold it is outside. Right now, do you know how many warming centers there are just around Des Moines?
Not a precise number of the warming centers, but the thing about a warming center to remember is it's simply a place where you can stop in to get warm. So that could be one of the local shelters. It could be a library, a community center, the malls, so your local coffee shop. I'd advise to get some coffee while you're there. But it's any place you can stop in simply to get warm. There's no services there, but the temperature's warmer.
Right, and this time of year, weather amnesty will kick into effect. What does the public need to know about that?
Well, for those who need to get warm and need something more, perhaps they need a place to stay overnight. We, the city of Des Moines, we have great partners in the Central Iowa Shelter and Services and Hope Ministries and DART and Emergency Management and some others work together to make sure there's capacity at the shelters. And through these cold stretches, there has been capacity. And the thing about the shelters is they have services that are available there. So it's not only a place where you can get warm, they have a meal schedule. And they have a bed capacity, and then they have an occupancy capacity. So we keep track of what's available there. And we encourage everybody to not just think about themselves, but maybe if they have an elderly neighbor, or they have a person who they know they might be living out of their car or something else. Check on them, see how they're doing, see if you can get them to a warming center or to the shelter. Or if you need to get to the shelter and you don't have anything on you, find a DART bus, tell the DART bus driver you're going to one of the shelters, and they will take you there for free.
And Chief, it is so great that we have these warming centers around for people who need them. If they do need to come to these warming centers, is there anything that they should bring with them? Is there any sort of qualifications that they have to meet?
For the warming centers, and that's kind of the nomenclature, there's nothing to bring, but there's also no services to get. It's simply a place to get warm. If they're going to go to they need to go to a shelter, they don't need to take anything with them, but they may find things there available to them, services, perhaps some of the shelters have donated clothing items and things like that. But when the weather gets to a certain temperature, they call it the weather amnesty, and that kind of lowers the bars on some of the rules. It makes it more available for more people who really have a need. And we appreciate Hope and CIS really taking that by the horns and making it better in a similar way between both places at the same time. It's great.
All right, all very, very good information there from Chief John TeKippe with Des Moines Fire. Thank you so much for joining us and just sharing some of that with our viewers.
My pleasure. Let's take care of each other out there.
All right, thank you so much, Chief.